I tell you, I tell you, I was so happy, and all of a sudden, boom, we ran out of internet service and we got kicked out. So I'm going to spend some time here. Ooh, I haven't zoomed out the comments one. As long as I'm waiting for you guys to find me, I'm going to zoom this just so that we are in the same place without the music, and with the music it's pretty close. Anyhow, in case you didn't notice, we just got kicked out, and as I'm seeing that some of you are finding us back again, uh, I'm going to sit here and ponder life. I hate it. We were having such a lovely get together, and all of a sudden we lost internet from Telmex. It happens every now and then, but here we are. I see that 14 of you have found us again, which is lovely. Oh my God, Lucy, what are you doing here? You're supposed to be getting ready for Hecho a Mano today. I'm going to see you later on today, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful show. As local theater people say, mucha mierda. I hope you have a good one. Anyhow, once again, I'm sorry if oh, Jesus, this is so funny, because I had just said that we are a community of English-speaking locals, and no one can take that away from us. And Joe promptly responds, no one can take it away from us. Telmex apparently can. Unfortunately, Joe, you are right. Anyhow, here we are. Lovely. Anyhow, okay, let's go. Today, we are, as always, inviting everyone to let us know that you are new to the broadcast. If you want to do that by writing the word new in your comments, and we'll be happy to give you a nice welcome. If you have something important to share with everybody, please make sure to let us know by adding a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. Today we have news, and as always, but we have two specific items that left me wondering how I feel about them, and I'll be very curious to see how you feel about them. And what else do we have? We have we might as well just go through the news and take it from there. So let's do it. Oh, I can. Oh, there you go. I'm thinking I cannot even push my own buttons today. How come? Okay, so if you are thinking about postering banners for your upcoming shindig here in the city, or if you've wondered why there are so many, perk up your ears as Luis Enrique Hurtado, who oversees Padrón y Licencias, the municipality's office in charge of granting banner permits. He has offered a quick reminder of what is and what is not allowed. For example, according to him, the only banners allowed in the main avenues are official publicity promoting the government's actions or events. Non-official banners are only allowed within neighborhoods, but not on the main roads, and a permit must be obtained to place them. Now, companies that fail to comply are fined according to the number of banners that the city personnel is forced to remove after them. And what about flyers that you see in posts or facades as well? Well, those are forbidden. Those are also forbidden. And roaming around the city and distributing flyers by hand is also forbidden. So if you have any of these thoughts in mind to let us know of your shindig by postering with banners and flyers and such, keep in mind that there is a procedure to do that. But I'm left wondering, how do you as English-speaking locals feel about the banners being all over the place? Not that we can change anything, but I'm just curious as to how you feel about that. Let's see. Before we see this, Linda reports that I'm cutting out a lot. Well, Linda, kindly keep in mind that I cannot do much of anything about that. Unfortunately, we are all here at the benefit provided by the internet signal that we have. And sometimes that internet signal is good and sometimes not so much. But thank you for letting me know. Anyhow, as I was saying, the Maritime Terminal is itching to get started with the expansion project that will result in a new terminal for smaller vessels, including the upcoming ferry service to the Maria Islands. This terminal is set to be located right where the local fishermen have been working for decades. And why are we rushing to get this done? Well, apparently the funding from 3 levels of government made available for the project could go away if it is not used by a certain date. Things are complicated due to the fact that the fisherman community has apparently not been offered a clear view of what the new project will be, and they are fearful of losing the space where they have worked for most of their lives. According to this news item, work is supposed to start this coming week in order to keep the project on schedule. And of course, this is a story that we will be following in the next few days if we find more headlines out there that are related to it. And speaking of fishermen, here's the first of 2 stories today that, as I mentioned earlier, left me unsure of what to think. Apparently, one of the water taxi captains working out of the Los Muertos pier has taken it upon himself to fix or at least patch up an area of the actual pier that has been in disrepair for years, putting people embarking and disembarking in danger of an accident. This work, of course, is the responsibility of the government. It is worth remembering that a year and a half ago, the facility received some TLC, but the actual pier was left untouched. So one of our viewers brought up something similar earlier this week, referring to regular residents fixing potholes on the main roads and attempting to collect tips from drivers passing by. It's kind of like when you're sitting at a restaurant waiting for your waiter to notice that you need something, and finally, when that doesn't happen, you end up having no choice but to get up and get that something yourself. Has this happened to you? I mean, when a restaurant has staff on their payroll that is supposed to wait on you, but they don't take the time to find out if you need anything or not, and you need a salt shaker or something and nothing happens, what do we do? We end up having to get up and get the salt shaker yourself. So this is what's happening around the city. So I don't know whether I feel good about the captain that decided to fix the pier on his own. I certainly feel good about the newspaper making noise about it because, the city should pay attention to the fact that this is happening. How do you feel about this? I would look forward to reading your comments on this particular topic. And that will happen, of course, after the weather break. Oh, my goodness. Yes, rest in peace, Hagrid. The British actor that played Hagrid for the Harry Potter films has unfortunately passed away. Let's take a look at it. I don't know why it's raining in Carrot weather, but because it's not raining here in Puerto Vallarta. It is 26 degrees right now. Humidity is still not getting the memo, or humidity doesn't want to go away. It is set at 100% right now. Whoever is setting the humidity at 100%, kindly notch it down. And our temperature in Fahrenheit degrees is 79. Our weather forecast for today, rain until evening. Why do you know? I did notice that the sky seemed a little overcast, unusually so. But according to today's weather forecast, we'll have rain until evening with a high of 29 and a low of 24. Tomorrow, Sunday, we will have a humid and mostly cloudy day with a high of 31 and a low of 24. And Monday, it'll be humid and mostly cloudy again with a high of 30 and a low of 23. What else do we have for you today? Yes, we go back to Guadalajara briefly as the people that live there react to the recent naming of Colonia Americana as the coolest neighborhood in the world. You may remember this. We mentioned this a couple of days ago. This was mentioned by Time Out New York magazine, and locals are quick to cite the tree-lined streets and wide sidewalks and pedestrians walking their dogs and enjoying al fresco dining among the many amenities of spending time in Colonia Americana, confirming that indeed, it is a beautiful place to visit and a beautiful place to live. But many good things come at a price, and while the distinction will undoubtedly increase Colonia Americana's value, it will probably also increase prices in an area of Guadalajara that is already somewhat expensive when compared to other areas. How much is it, for example, to rent a place to live in Colonia Americana? Well, this article claims that rents range between 21,000 and 24,000 pesos a month, but unfortunately, it is not specific as to what exactly you get for that amount. But for the rest of us, and for myself as a frequent visitor to Guadalajara, Colonia Americana will continue to be an awesome place to explore and walk around. And while we're discussing Guadalajara, if you happen to visit between now and November 7, the traditional toy fair that takes place right before Day of the Dead is back after a 2-year absence. This is a 70-year-old tradition in Guadalajara and a free event that sets up at the Morelos Park, a centrally located park within the city. It is a great opportunity to appreciate the craftsmanship and creativity of traditional Mexican toy makers, and a great place to purchase Day of the Dead related trinkets because there are over 300 booths at this particular event. So if you happen to be in Guadalajara in the next 3 weeks or so, this is a delightful event that you may not want to miss. And last but not least, before we dive into your comments, here is the second bit of news that leaves me wondering whether to laugh or to ponder. A well-known influencer, this didn't even happen in Mexico, a well-known influencer in Cartagena, Colombia, decided to perk up, no pun intended, a number of residents at a senior home by rounding a group of male and female strippers to provide some entertainment. And one lady had a heart attack. Now, the good news is that she recovered without major incident. But while some folks praised the idea, others volunteered some rather harsh critics about this. So what do you think of that? Is it a good thing to attempt to amuse a group of senior citizens with a bunch of male and female strippers at the risk of a heart attack? Or is it a bad idea altogether? This, and of course, the issue of regular residents like you and I taking upon ourselves to do the work of the government are the two topics that left me pondering today. So feel free to share your comments on these items and anything else that's on your mind while I rewind our comments and take a look at who is here. Let's see. Nice color t-shirt, Paco. Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate that. Lots of good mornings, and there were lots of great good mornings in the previous attempt to have our broadcast. I commented on Lucy getting ready for her wonderful Hecho a Mano project. I'll be there in a little while, and I hope you get a ton of people today. Let's see. I love this. Good morning from Lazarus Cardenas. That's a nice change of a name, but I love it. Doo-dee-doo. Oh, doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Speaking of doo-dee-doo-doo-doo, here's some background music. Yes, our roaming reporter, amiga Luisa, is going to be our new Guadalajara correspondent. She is, oh my God, it's 10:48. So by the book, Luisa and her husband are on the road to Guadalajara on one of our friend Francisco's vans. This is what I call the Mimosa Mobile. This is the same van that has taken a group of friends and I to places like Cajon de Peña and things like that. So they're on the road. I hope they are doing great. Let's see. Oh, we have a new person. Welcome, Linda. I don't know where you are, Linda, but I'm glad that you are here. I think you said you were new in the previous attempt. Oh, there's Linda. Linda Orozco is new. Welcome to Coffee and Headlines. I hope you find something useful or inspiring here in this group of lovely people. that comes together many mornings of the week. I'm always here, of course. Uh, let's see what else we have. Good mornings and more good mornings. The daily total play flyers taped on my house are a real annoyance, especially since it takes off the paint. Do they have a permit? They certainly don't have a permit. Or I doubt that they do, Suzanne. I can tell you that every day, or almost every day here at my building, not my building, but the building where I live, I take it upon myself to remove promotional materials that are left on in our mailboxes, because it's unfortunate that people waste so much paper doing that. Ooh, Brian reports there was a couple of fancy looking ferry type boats in port yesterday evening. Seemed like a bit of a ceremony going on as they were parked side by side. That's a great report. Thank you very much for sharing. I wonder, like you probably do, if these ferries are part of the new offerings that we will be able to enjoy here in Puerto Vallarta. I couldn't tell you, but hopefully I will spot some news items about this, Brian, and I will follow up. Veronica reminds us that Versailles was 51 on that list. This is correct, and we received those news with as a mixed blessing. Again, on the one hand, it's great that Colonia Versailles continues to receive a lot of promotion. Unfortunately, that promotion comes at a price, that price being literally the increase in prices in our neighborhood and the increase of tourism. And I will say that carefully, because I don't want to come across as a person that doesn't like tourists. I like tourists, but because I don't deal with tourists directly, and tourists directly are not part of my income, as it seems, I'm always at odds with increasing tourism in parts of the city that are not used to it, and that's just me. Let's see what else we have. Let's see. Taking public repairs into your own hands. We saw people who would paint topes stripped yellow and white in Chapala. Then they would stand there and ask for a donation for their paint and effort. They were more easy seen, so they were safer for everyone. Happy to give them a donation. Fair enough. Have a hard time thinking a hard body viewing would cause that heart attack in that crowd. It seems inevitable that bum luck was the cause. Fair enough. Marsha Marsha wants to play. I think it's hysterical. All of us old ladies would love it. Well, the good news, Marsha, is that if you are here in Puerto Vallarta, and I'm going to assume that you are, there are at least 1 or 2 variety shows out there where you can enjoy some eye candy and maybe some touchy feeling of your own. Let's see. Let's see what else. There is a guy in Puerto Vallarta who goes by the name of White Cheddar. He helps entrepreneurs in Puerto Vallarta who are just starting out and needs help. His community helps those who are less fortunate in Puerto Vallarta. You can find him on Facebook under his name. Very positive indeed. I hope you are right. There are a number of people online from other countries that are doing this, and some of them are being helpful, and some of them have this, well, I'm not gonna go there. I just think we can take, never mind, I'm not even gonna go there. Go find out who White Cheddar is, and find out if what he's offering is for you or not. Enough said. I get a kick out of how people mark deeper potholes here. Very creative at times. Sherry gets defensive. Define old. I love it. Let's see. Nice story on tie-dye. We'll make contact with him soon to purchase a beautiful shirt. He is amazing. We love Joshua. I love Joshua. I think he is an awesome dude. Uh, let's see. This is very funny, actually. They need to put up posters for people not to put up posters. I think you are right. Have you seen any news on the emissions testing? If you are referring to car verification, Mark, I have not as of late. If you're referring to somebody else, please clarify. Sherry Cooper says, I just turned 90, 27th of September. Happy birthday. And I think it would make us laugh and get really silly. Good for you. Let's see what else. No. Chippendales in Las Vegas wanted to give Kathy a lap dance in her wheelchair. She refused, but was laughing hysterically. That I would have loved to see. Oh, anyhow, I think we're getting... Oh, there you go. There is a show in town called Erotic. It is eye candy indeed. There's like 3 of them now. There is... well, I forget the names, but, you know, there's plenty of eye candy for ladies and gentlemen in town. So, speaking of eye candy, it's time to go. I have a long day today. I'm going to go and do some walking tour, recording out there. I'm going to check out the Hecho a Mano. I need to deliver some stuff at Hotel Mercurio, and I have the intention of getting to the patron saint fiestas at Paso Ancho. So, oh, sorry, my bad. Sherry says no. Sherry did not turn 90. That was Marsha. My bad. We all turn 30 eventually. We all die. You know, sooner or later, we all die. So let's enjoy what we have when we have it. This is our last broadcast of the week, of course. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the week. And I hope you have a great beginning of the week next week. Stay kind, stay happy, stay in touch, and I will see you again soon.